What's up, guys? Welcome back. So if you've noticed that my voice or the audio sounds different, it's because my Razer microphone stopped working. I'm not sure what the problem is, but I figured out that, you know what, I'll just use the recording feature on my phone and then just use that for the audio. So my apologies if it sounds different, but hopefully everything kind of flows and feels the same. I know that audio tends to be, different quality, so this might not sound as good as the other ones, but hopefully it will make do. I'm also hoping that it can record longer than what I think it should be able to. So this week, we'll talk about Fishtails from Williams, released in 1992. There's not too much to say about this table, but there's a few things that I want to kind of touch up on that I think are important to understanding and appreciating Fishtails. And then for this upcoming week, we'll have a one-ball challenge on Swords of Fury, which will be an open tournament. And after Swords of Fury, all we have left is Safecracker, and that will complete the Williams. So my next question, which I think I'll make a post for and put up a vote, is what do you guys want to play next after the Williams? Do you want to play the Marvel tables, or do you want to go into the Star Wars? So I'll put that up, but it's something to think about as we close in on the Williams tables. Like I said, we have Swords of Fury this week, and then after that, it'll be Safecracker, and then we'll have done all of them. So now let's talk a little bit about Fishtails. So Fishtails is a table that I think, a lot of people know about, because when you install FX3, and I think even on FX2, and of course Pinball FX, you get the Fishtails table for free. So, it's one of those tables a lot of people become familiar with, and it's when you start installing or playing a new pinball game like FX3 or FX2. But I think the reason why it's one of the free tables is because it's a very fun table. It's very new player friendly, and it's just a solid table. So if you read about Fishtails on the internet, you'll see that Fishtails is actually in the top 20 most pinball tables ever sold. So it sold just over 13,000 units, which is a big deal because 1992, I think, was still kind of it was, I don't know what to call it for Williams, but it was a good year for Williams. I don't think it was, Williams pinball wasn't declining by that point. It was a very successful year because you had also tables like the Addams Family that sold about 20,000 units, right? And then you even had Terminator 2 Judgment Day from the year previous. That was also kind of successful, right? So what you want to know about Fishtails is that it was a really successful table, over 13,000 units. And, just by the numbers, Williams tables that released around this time, I think each table, it would depend on each table. But usually if you could sell 5,000 tables, it was a good release. And I think 3,000 tables was the minimum, the drop off point. So 13,000 is huge, and that's why Fishtails is in the top 20 there. And let's also remember that Fishtails had a DMD, and this was still early on when pinball manufacturers were exploring the new technology with the dot matrix display. So Fishtails made use of the DMD technology with their video modes. They've got that where you're launching torpedoes at the boaters, right, in that video mode. And it's just a very like cool, you have these solid animations on the video display. The Fish Finder Awards. So just keep that in mind. It's still early in the dot matrix display. But what's, I think, the most important thing is that you have the designer Mark Ritchie. And Mark Ritchie is the younger brother of another fellow pinball designer, Steve Ritchie. So Mark Ritchie and Steve Ritchie are brothers, and Mark Ritchie designed tables like Taxi, Diner, Fishtails here, Indiana Jones, The Pinball Adventure. And then you have his brother Steve Ritchie, who's known for tables like Black Knight, Flash, Firepower, High Speed. But what's interesting is that these two brothers kind of had the same career path. If you remember, both brothers actually worked for Atari at the start of their career. So Steve Ritchie first started at Atari back in 1974. And I did a video on, I think it was in the Superman table, where he left Atari kind of before Superman was finished to go to Williams. So that's where he started, and Mark Ritchie started Atari in 1976, but left in 1979. So it looks like, the both brothers didn't really work at Atari that long, but they both started there. And they both eventually moved to Williams. It says here that Steve Ritchie moved to Williams in 1978. He moved to Chicago, Illinois, the home of the Williams headquarters, but released Flash in 79. And just about the same time that Mark Ritchie began his tenure at Williams. So keep that in mind. These two brothers, really cool actually when you think about it, how these two brothers started out at Atari, and both are pinball designers, right? But both kind of went different directions. I think it says here that Steve Ritchie went on to work with Stern, and then now Steve Ritchie works with Jersey Jack. Whereas Mark Ritchie, after Williams went to Capcom, Coin Operations, then he created his own company for a year, then went on to work with Raw Thrills from 2005 to present, where he designed, in collaboration with Chicago Gaming Company, he designed what the table is, Pulp Fiction, which I've played, and he still resides in Illinois, right? And so just kind of think about the two brothers, the Ritchie brothers, as being related and having their own design in their gameplay. And you can even kind of compare them, like Taxi, Figure 8, fast gameplay, very similar to Steve Ritchie's tables in a lot of ways with the Figure 8. So another thing that I think is important about Fishtails is that it has, these interesting mechanics. If you look at the actual machine, it has a topper with the fish toy that vibrates and moves, I believe. But it also has this fishing rod, this rod and reel. So when you lock balls in the Casters Club, the reel will move the ball and lock the ball, which I think is really cool when thinking about design. It's just a table that has everything going for it. It's got multi-balls, which are very easy to start by doing the Casters Club. You've got video modes with the DMD. You've got bumpers. You have you have a captive ball in the middle that can give you different awards like Rock the Boat, Feeding Frenzy. You got Super Jackpot. You've got a well-designed, you've got a catchy theme, catchy call-outs on this table. But you don't really have like a wizard mode. The only thing close to a wizard mode is the feeding frenzy, which you do by collecting the 4 fish on the stringer. But I think I don't know if it's classified as a wizard mode, but it's like, it's when you complete all the modes in the tackle box. So like the freshwater fishing, the deep sea, and I think the saltwater fishing. And then you get the super jackpot by hitting the captive ball. So it's got a lot of things going for it. Let's see, what else did I write down in my notes? Also, when Mark Ritchie worked at Capcom Coin Op, he also was working on the design team that made tables like Pinball Magic, Big Bang Bar, and Kingpin. Kingpin was like his last conventional pinball table that he designed, but then you have Pulp Fiction, which I already talked about. So, yeah, I mean, not a lot to say. Everyone kind of, knows that this is a high-scoring table. Something that I did want to mention is that on the actual machines, Fishtails flippers were actually 1/8 inch shorter than the standard Williams flippers. And because you had those shorter flippers, even by 1/8 of an inch, that does create a larger gap. So what Williams was finding is that, this table tended to drain more. And so they abandoned the idea. So they went back to their standard size. But it's important to keep in mind that when you make even that much of a difference in your flipper size will have an effect on the gap in the drain. So I found that to be pretty interesting. But now let's move. Oh, wait, we have to talk about the tournament itself, right? So I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but we had a private tournament and we had about 13 people. So pretty good turnout for a private tournament. And it was 10 attempts. And I came in first in 228 million points. And I got that. I didn't even use all my attempts, but I think I used 5. And basically I got that through the multi-ball, completing all the modes in the tackle box. Because once you do that, you get a jackpot and you get a super jackpot. And then I hit the captive ball for like 100 million. So that's what I did. I completed all the modes for multi-ball, and I got the super jackpot. And it's not hard to do, but it's not easy because you just have to learn how to juggle the multi-ball and, cradle one ball and then hit another ball into the caster's club, and then you hit the loop for the jackpots, right? But that's pretty much it. So I came in first. Balchi was saying that I should reward myself with a Quest 3, but I don't even have any VR yet, so that's something that I'll definitely look into at some point. But thank you, Balchi. I'll think about it. In second place, we have Fish Fingers with 83 million points, and I think Fish Fingers is Balchi's alt. But congratulations to you, Fish Fingers, with that impressive score as well. In third place, we have Sanity Check 5 with 56 million points. Congratulations to you, Sanity Check. Sanity Check has been in our tournaments now for quite a while as well, so cool to see him in these tournaments. In fourth place, we have Krabs with 55 million points. My arch nemesis number 2, villain number 2. 1 million points from Sanity Check, so really close third and fourth score. And in fifth place, we have level 100, the wizard, King Balchi, with 52 million points. So very close, third, fourth, and fifth. In sixth place, we have Bad Jack Daniels with 45 million points. Always like to see Bad Jack. Underneath him, we have Moonface Maddie with 40 million points in seventh. Always like to see Moonface as well. Moonface Maddie places in first a lot and in a lot of our tournaments, and he definitely beat us all in his go-to table, which is Whitewater, right? Eighth place, we have UTD 4000 with 34 million points. Underneath him, we have my friend Urko in ninth place with 30 million points, so 34 and 30. 10th place, we have Jabba with 30 million points. Look how close this score is, 9th and 10th. Couple 100,000, right? And in 11th place, we have Gap Vic with 11 million points. Underneath Gatvick, we have Carpy's Son in 12th with 10 million points. And in last place in 13th, we have my friend Wombat in a Hat with 10 million points as well. So in 12th and 13th, you also had close scores here, even with 11th. So congratulations to everyone. Thank you for participating. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely did. There wasn't a lot of Easter eggs except that one that I found with Russ's fishbone bonus, worth a whopping 10 points. But still pretty cool. Just reading about the history behind it. Apparently Russ was a friend of the DMD artist on this machine. So it's cool that they put in those little like tributes to their friends and colleagues. But now let's go and create this table on Swords of Fury. So create a tournament. Williams, Swords of Fury, where are you? Swords of Fury. Where are you? All these? Here you are. Okay, so Swords of Fury, here we go. Public, it's going to be a 1 ball, unlimited attempts, 6 days. 6 days, unlimited attempts on players, 1 ball, public. Let's go. And here's the code. I'll put that in the description, and let's give this a go. So I've played Swords of Fury. I think I've played it 1 time in real life, a couple of times in real life actually. And it's a difficult table. Challenge me. But you have this upper playfield here that's pretty fun. Oh. Challenge me. And you have an extra flipper at the top there. Oh, you have the drain post as well. So we'll see how this table goes. I think without the limited attempts, I think it'll be fun to explore it. But I'm going to go again here. Challenge accepted. Oh. You can stay in this playing field for a long time, I feel. I don't know if that's the, like... It's the tunnel, right? Here we go. Lion Man! Okay, what do I go for now? We're the green arrow. Okay, we locked the ball. Power 1.
Challenge me.
Okay. Okay.
Go for the tunnel.
Lion Man! Lion Man!
Should I go for that white arrow? We have a kickback, don't forget.
Bound power 1.
Go for the green arrow. Oh no! Okay. Oh! No! Oh, that was close. Okay, I got to go up the tunnel? Is that what it is? do I find power 2? Oh, I think it's the left orbit, actually. I think it's the left orbit. No! Okay. There it is, right? Power 2. Yeah, that's it. Okay, where's power 3? Oh, is it the... It's the left orbit. I see the green light. Let's go. Okay. Going for the green arrow again. No! Well, I think that was actually a pretty solid game. For one ball. I'll take it. Well, guys, thank you once again for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this week's tournament, and I hope the audio works just fine. I'll have to see. So until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Take care.